Good morning. It's kind of dark today, a little cloudy, but I wanted to give a shout out to Mike or Pinnacle, who was so kind, great trail angel out of Port Clinton. And he showed me around, he drove me to my Airbnb, he took me to the oldest brewery. So thank you, Pinnacle, for all that you do for the hiking community. I had a great time with you. Great conversation, lots of gear talk, so thank you. Had a great time. I needed a reset after the last stretch. I had a little mini breakdown on trail a couple days ago. I won't go too much into detail, but it started off with me getting somewhat lost. It was really weird, and I went 3 miles like off trail. I'll spare you the details, but that kind of set my whole day off on a sour note. And I tried to meditate and everything, and I couldn't get back on track. So, and the terrain, this isn't so bad here, but the terrain and the rain have been a little challenging. So anyway, it was nice to take a Nero yesterday. And today's 4th of July. So happy 4th, everybody. I think I'm wearing some form of red, white, and blue. So I think I'm going to be camping in the woods. Some of the shelters have things going on, so I might stop by during the day, but we'll see. Miles away from this area. It's called Balance Rocks, I think. And climbed over here to enjoy this view for dinner and hopefully fireworks. I'm gonna have to night hike back, so I get to night hike over this. So wish me luck going back to my tent. But in the meantime, I'm gonna make some dinner and wait for, I'm hoping, the fireworks out there. Good morning. I got the dew going on this morning. Saw some fireworks last night and then made my way back to my tent. And right now, luckily, the terrain isn't too bad, so I can like film while I'm hiking. I haven't been filming as much in Pennsylvania because it's hard to multitask and film while I'm moving. Yeah, this isn't so bad, but I just got out of like a big boulder field. Great way to start the morning. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I might have mentioned this before. Pennsylvania, I mean, I saw nice views yesterday, so that was great. The weather hasn't been too awful, and the people have been great, but otherwise, like, this is probably my least favorite state I've ever hiked in, just because the rocks are really tough to be, like, sustained hiking-wise, to sustainably hike. I don't even know if that makes sense. To hike long-term in this terrain is hard. So like even this morning and the last couple mornings, like I just didn't want to get out of my tent. I wasn't like waking up excited. Even when I'm hiking in tough conditions, a lot of times I'm still excited to like wake up and there's no problem like getting out of my tent. But pretty much the duration of Pennsylvania, I haven't been wanting to like get up because I don't want to deal with hiking in this. So just being real with you guys, I'm not filming as much just because I'm honestly not having the best time. And I'm not the only one who thinks this either. I've talked to a lot of hikers that are just kind of getting burnt out, wanting to finish the trail as soon as possible. I think that's gonna pass though once we get into New Jersey. I think this terrain is just really hard for people. You know, I've bashed up my leg. Luckily I haven't fallen too much, but a lot can go wrong in Pennsylvania. My trekking pole tip broke, and these trekking poles have lasted like all of the CDT and up until this point the AT. My shoes are getting thrashed, so this is like an expensive state to hike through, and I made an unexpected stop and spent a lot of money to do the Airbnb and all that, so it's just a little tough right now, honestly. But I'm about, I think, 60 miles away from the border, from Delaware Water Gap, so, or maybe a little, I think I'm like 50 something, so I'm gonna get there in a couple days, so it can't come soon enough. We're gonna be in and out of tough terrain, really steep climbing too, mostly flat though, so like today I'm doing all flat, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be easy. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys my honest opinion about hiking recently, but it'll get better. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but the sun's kind of shining in all the spider webs. So I have to walk through all this, especially if you're the first person at a camp, which I haven't seen anyone for a long time. So I'm the first person walking through this area since probably afternoon yesterday. But I have to walk through all of these spider webs, and they get like caught in my eyelashes, like they just go across my face non-stop in the morning. And then to top it off, there's these like little gnats that are flying near my face all the time. So I have that going on. In addition, luckily this is nice terrain right now, very beautiful. But when I'm like in a boulder field or something, it's really tough to focus on like not breaking my ankle because I have all this other stuff going on. Bugs are kind of mad. Filtering my water. Something I've been doing just to treat myself in this section is stopping for more breaks, and I'm doing less miles during the day than I used to. So I think mileage will ramp back up in New Jersey, but I'm only doing like 20 today, or maybe like a little bit less. And I'm used to doing about 22 to 25. So it's just trying to make it a little easier for myself in this section. So this is more of a bigger boulder field. I think I'm approaching something called the knife's edge. So this is hard because, I mean, there's an incline here, but there's a lot of like, you can see teeter-totter style rock, so I really have to be careful with my balance. But in some cases, it's a little easier when everything is less teeter-tottery. We'll see how this section is. If everything is pretty packed in, it's a little bit easier for me to kind of hop across the talus. Taking a little break. So as much as I've been complaining about Pennsylvania and how it's kind of stressful and hard to hike, I am actually having kind of a good time. I just did that. About to do that. It's nice. The trail has been pretty cruisy before this, so I made some good miles. So I'm feeling pretty good about my mileage. So I'm okay, you know, taking my time in these sections. And I'm also really thankful. You can see blue sky. The weather's really nice today. I don't think it's supposed to rain today or tomorrow, but it's supposed to rain the day I'm getting in to, where am I going next? Delaware Water Gap. So I think I'm gonna avoid the rain because this would be pretty challenging if the rocks were wet. The rocks still have some traction when they're wet, but there's, if you can see, lichen. It's the green growth on the rocks and the moss that I think gets a little bit slippery. So I'm really grateful. I'm trying to think about what I'm grateful for. Really grateful for good weather through this section, because otherwise I saw some comments on the app that us hikers use to navigate. from hikers that came through previously, and some of them came through when it was just raining and awful, and they said it was pretty challenging. So I am grateful today for really good weather. This morning. I'm glad I'm doing it in the morning when it's nice and cool. Oh my gosh, I'm glad this is only a mile. This is intense. And more fun. We're gonna climb this. With full water. Longer water carries here. Well, that was fun. But it ain't over, guys. Ooh. At least there's a nice view. That's what we just did. All right, I'm taking a moment. Looks like we got some, I'm not a climber, class 1 situation going on. Not really sure. To use my hands and throw my poles. They're over there. But how about the view, huh? Oh my God, it keeps getting worse. What? Why? Like, why? We could have gone somewhere over there, just over a little up and down, but no, we're going to the top of this thing. I guess this is what the whites will be like, so I better be prepared. Is out. I think this is one of the most extended periods of trail where I'm in the sun. I feel like I'm on the CDT or the PCT. This is kind of like what it's like on those trails, just like lots of ridgeline, obviously hiking in the beating down sun. So I'm actually probably going to be ready to get back into the trees, I think in maybe 3 miles. Because this is a longer water carry. It's about 20 miles. That's longer for the AT. I am only carrying 2 liters of water. I did something called cameling up at the last water source. So I drank a liter just at the water source. That's something I do when okay, I'm going to stop because I don't want to kill myself on these rocks. But cameling up is something I do when I run. Like if I'm going to run, I haven't done many half marathons, but if I have like a race or something, I'll drink a lot of water the night before. And then I won't need like a ton of liquids during the race or the run or training run or whatever. So that's what I did. Hopefully it carries me through. But yeah, once I get in the shade, I don't tend to drink a ton of water. Even though it's really hot and humid and I'm sweating like more than I ever have in my whole life. I'm taking electrolytes too, so I think that helps, but I think I'll be okay for the day. All right, guys, it's finally happened. I think I got my first tick. Oh, splendor. Not raining yet, but I want to take care of this before it starts raining. So I think it's on my leg. And it's protruding, so I'm pretty sure it's a tick. So I have my tick key and I'm gonna use it for the first time, so hopefully I do it right, and then I'm gonna slap some Neosporin on it. I think looks like a bigger tick. There's some really small ones that I've seen too on other people. It's odd because they did put picaridin on my legs this morning, but I've been sweating so much. It's supposed to last for 12 hours, but I think I just probably sweated it all off. So anyway, I'm gonna take care of it right now. Whoa. Welcome to Pennsylvania. So tick care complete. I didn't see a ring around it or anything, which I think is the indicator for Lyme. So use the tick key, easy to use. Apparently using that, it pulls the head out as well, because a lot of times when people, use their fingers or tweezers, the head's still stuck in. Oh, there's the rain. So the tick key, apparently when you slide the key across the tick, it pulls the head out as well. So did that, used an alcohol swab, and slapped on some Neosporin. So hopefully that does the trick. I was talking to some lovely ladies earlier at lunch, Sparkplug and Phoenix, and they were saying that one of their hiking partners had to get off of the trail twice for Lyme disease. So I definitely want to prevent that. And luckily, I think I caught it early. That just happened. It was not there even 2 hours ago. So I think I caught it early. I'm not sure if that helps in prevention of Lyme or not. But anyway, I reapplied the picaridin to my leg. So that's a good lesson. If I'm sweating profusely, I should be reapplying more often, not just once a day. Getting into Delaware Water Gap today, which means I'll be done with Pennsylvania. I'm counting down the seconds because it's just been so tough for me and rocky. My feet, everything hurts. Bloody shins. So I'm excited to move on from this state. Here's an example of obviously rocky terrain, and just makes it hard to hike because I can never, you can even see here, I just took a step, can never get a normal stride going because my foot's always like twisted with the rocks. And while this is okay for like day hikes and tolerable for like weekend backpacking trips, when you're doing this for hundreds of miles, it really wears on the feet, wears on the legs, wears on the knees. So I think I'm more sore probably than I ever been, just because this is, and you got the pointy rocks and you're trying to make pace still, which I'm not. I'm probably doing 2 to 4 miles less a day in this terrain. Leaf stuck, but yeah, it makes it quite challenging on a physical level and just a hiking level, timing level. And this is pretty mild. You got rocks of different sizes. So anyway, this is an example of what we have to deal with in mostly northern Pennsylvania. I'm pretty much at the end of Pennsylvania, and I can I don't know if you can see, I can't even walk on flat ground. I'm so used to all of the rocks at this point, but I'm excited to be done and excited to start New Jersey.